Hello, Sharon. Nice seeing your
Hello,
face.
how are you?
I'm good. What about yourself?
I'm happy. I'm all fine.
You look like it. So that's great because we have to discuss yeah, some new music, right? New music, part of it, right? Because you started releasing new material way before the album is about to release.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Yeah, well, I get this question all day, and it's a fair question. Like, why are there so many songs already out there? Didn't leave much of a surprise. And the fact is, the whole beep, COVID started, and it took so long that we wanted to give people, our fans mostly, and ourselves something to do and to listen to and to look forward to. So we released more songs than we initially were planning to. And then, of course, we had to do the tour and everything. And there was no time to really write enough stuff to completely do a new album. Otherwise, people would have had to wait even longer because we had a tour of 6 weeks. We went on tour with Iron Maiden for 3 weeks. And then, and you still have like a live besides the band, festivals. And my God, we had to. I've never seen the band as much as this year. So yeah, we had a lot of catching up to do, which we loved because we played on really beautiful festivals and beautiful venues. Had a great tour with Evanescence as with Iron Maiden. So yeah, that's why so many
Well,
songs were released before that time.
honestly, I was not about to complain, hey, you spoiled
Oh,
that surprise. No, come on. Uh, to me, it's interesting that you seem like the band seems like to have changed the way you work, right? Finish a song, release that, move to the next one. So my question to you, is this process longer or even more difficult as compared to sit down, write the album, record it, and be done with that?
well, you have a better overview when you do the last options. Like when you write the whole album, it's going to stick together and it's going to be like a red line in between and it fits together as a whole package. And with releasing singles, you sometimes lose the overview and you're thinking, you're just hoping that everything you're going to write after that is going to fit the rest that you've already released because there's no way back. And so that was like, like we had some sweat from that, but then eventually it did fit all together because when we started writing 3 years ago, we had like 4 songs and we loved all of them and we all released them. It's like, okay, poof, gone. Now we have to start over again and really, start writing again and releasing. And then the war started in Ukraine and we were very much inspired by that. And our music changed also because the subjects were more heavy, even heavier than the ones that we already addressed. The first 4 songs were more about subjects in society, how we live in the West, how we live in democracy, and still have a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
And then the war started, and it became a whole different level of problems. That if you're in a war, you have a different problem, of course. And so we were very shocked by what happened between Russia and Ukraine, and it ended up in our music, which we didn't intend to, but we started writing about it because we were so influenced. And I think music is a really good catalyst to get through certain emotions and frustrations, and for us as well. We're only human, and so it ended up in our music. And if you do that, it's important to support the Ukraine in more things than just talking about it. It's just also using your platform, and like we brought out the flag during our live shows and talked about why we are supporting the Ukraine. And so it became a totally different album halfway, and we were like, oh my God, this is so much heavier. The music is heavier and compared to the rest. But when we were looking back, when we tried to put the album together, we did figure out it's all about freedom. So in the end, it's all connected. And even the way we hustled all the songs together, it feels like a compact thing. And in the end, you're still within temptation, so we have so much overlap in the songs anyway. and it ended well for us. But it could have been different. So I do realize that we took a risk by just releasing like, oh, we have another song and another song and another song, and there's like, oh my god, and now it ended well. I'm happy about that. So it became, yeah.
Yes, in theory, when you stand outside, it looks like all over the place. But to me, it works like a diary. How the band reacted to everything happening from the pandemic all the way to nowadays. Even nowadays, we have another war going on.
Yes, yes.
What you're saying is a better depiction of the band, of how the band dealt with all these issues. So again, I don't feel it's all over the place. Quite the contrary. And this is why I agree with you. The thread that connects all the songs is freedom.
Yes, yes, totally. And it does bind. So so I'm happy how it turned out.
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
And you're right, it's a diary. It's true. That's completely true. The whole process of the first few songs and then getting into what happened in the world next after that. Yeah, it's all the process of what happened and processing that.
So again, it's a better representation of the world, and you can easily, unfortunately, you can relate with the lyrics too, because you carry a lot of stuff in the lyrics, right, of the album. You can say you have Ritual, and on the surface it says, well, it was inspired but from dusk till dawn, but again goes back to another issue that we are facing as a world. And then you have Bleed Out, you have all these songs. So again, it's not all over the place. However, sorry, my question is all over the place. Ritual, how did you first, how were you inspired from Dusk Till Dawn and then expand the concept?
Well, you know, I've always wanted to write. I always loved Faster, the song that we've written in the past, and it's one of my all-time favorites of our own band. And I love that it's also that song is the topic is different than the feeling of the song, which is very sensual. And I love to play with that because we didn't do that much in the past with our music. So it's not something that's usual for Within Temptation, although our name is Within Temptation. We don't use the temptation in that way. And I am a woman, and I you know, and I love that. It's, you know, I'm working in a man's world, that's true, and in as a woman also in a genre that's very male dominated. But I don't want to be like the men on stage. I want to be me. I want to be a woman. That's why I dress up in a dress, uh, which I sometimes hate because I don't. It's not very comfortable, and I don't like the corsets, but it looks great. And so it's a lot of things going through my head while doing what I do. And I think because I'm different than the men, I like to emphasize that I'm a woman, and I can be there in everything that I am. Like, meaning I don't have to copycat a man to. I just want to be me. I just want to add my own color to the scene and my own. So that's also one of the things that makes me want to sing this, because I like to embrace that part of myself, and which I'm allowed to, and nobody restricts me not to. But it's not easy to write these songs within the type of songs that we have already been writing. It's quite different. And when we wrote this song, I was so happy with it. I was like, oh my God, you know, it's such a sensual song, but what am I going to talk about? Because it's really a seduction song. It's the Wind Temptation Barry White song, you know. It's like and I was like, oh my God. And it's like, and then all of a sudden, when we were trying to put the song to, you know, I've always loved Dusk Till Dawn. And I think if I would write a title track, you know, a soundtrack for the movie, I think I would write something like this, because it's seductive, it's sensual, and it feels a certain kind of danger and empowering, and but it's a party at the same time, and still heavy, you know, like heavy guitars and a really nice bass, which I love. And so it was also maybe because I'm a huge fan, always been a huge fan of Type Negative. It has this flavor of Type Negative, which was also very sensual. And you know, he was playing, you know, Mr. Peter Steele was always playing the bass as he only can. So you know, the bass is really represented in this song very well. So musically, maybe more Type of Negative, Sisters of Mercy kind of vibe going on there, 80s vibe. And at the same time, From Dusk to Dawn in my head, you know, if I would write something to that, this would be it. So that's why Ritual is such a different song, and it's one of, yeah, it's just a personal favorite.
Yeah. What about Send My Skin? There you have the press release lists Anis Okay as guests. So first of all, was the entire band involved in this as guests, or how did that work?
Now, we wrote the song ourselves, and then that's how we always do it. We always write the music ourselves and the lyrics and everything. And you know, if people want to change lyrics, except for Exhibit, he wrote everything himself from the start. He starts singing, of course. I cannot do rap. I can do a lot of things, but I can't do rap. And and he does it so amazingly. So, and we're a big fan of him. And we said, if you want to write your lyrics, go ahead. You know, you're the man. He said, of course I am. His response, that was his response. And so, and we do give people the option to write their own thing, but we have already an outlet if there's no time for them. So what they did is put their own DNA onto it in their own way, but we have written the song. And you know, the thing is, we love NSOK because they are this amazing metalcore band that we love, because there's a beautiful melody lines, and then they're very heavy the next time, you know, next time around. And that combination is something that we've always loved, also in our own music. And then meeting them, they're the nicest guys on earth. So really down to earth and so talented. This singer, you know, is participating, but the screamer, the grunter, is also participating. Right. They're the two ones. But the drummer also came by to see when the video was recorded. He came by to see it as well. So they went as a group to the seaside here in the Netherlands. They had a weekend there and did the video, and went back again to Germany. And then halfway, we met them on the way back. Like, we have to see each other. It was during COVID, of course. It's like, we have to see each other. So we met up in the restaurant, and had a nice dinner together. And before they went off to Germany again. So yeah, they're really cool guys. I really love them.
You have some spoken parts on "Don't Pray for Me," and to me, while listening to this, it felt like they come from a movie. So
it comes from a movie, but now you're asking me, I forgot the name. I'm so sorry. I have to look that up again. It's like, yeah. Oh no, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's perfect.
But you're right. It is from a movie, and we do that a lot of times. Like, for instance, when we had The Promise on Mother Earth, it's from Jeff Wayne, from a movie from Jeff Wayne, the actor Jeff Wayne, in a movie, in a Western movie. Are we in heaven? We're almost in heaven. You know, it's like
So I see a trend, right? You would like to write a soundtrack for Dusk Till Dawn. Then you have some expert from movies. Are you trying to tell me something, Sarah?
No, not yet. I'm still waiting for the invitation for somebody to ask me to write their music for their movie. Okay, call us. We can do it.
In a Ritual, you have some choirs. Are those, is this a real choir, or these are from samples?
These are samples combined with my own voice, and yeah, so it's always a combination. So we use samples, but we combine it with real vocals of my own, so it makes it bigger. And yeah, but these sound like girls, almost like teenage girls,
right?
So that's not me, of course, anymore, but still, yeah, I did participate a little bit in there.
Come on, music has no age.
No, I totally agree with you.
There you go. There you go. This album is being independently released, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So at what point, at what stage you decided, you know what, let's forget about record deals. Let's do it on our own.
Well, seeing, I know, you know, I did this participation with Armin van Buuren once. I wrote a song together with him. And so we tasted a little bit of the dance music, and we saw that they were doing things so differently, knowing him, knowing the scene, and starting to watch what they were doing. They were actually just just doing it so not traditionally as in rock music is known for and metal music. So they are way more fluid in when they can release something. When they say, oh, I'm going to write a song and I'm going to release it 2 weeks from now, they can do that. It's because they think differently, and it's a different ball game. And we felt like, why aren't we doing that? Why are we always restricted to writing a complete album and then writing certain songs that you feel are essential or in the moment or are that you have to release now? Because if it ends up on the album 3 years later, everybody has talked about it. It's not important anymore. And they're like, oh my God, are they still talking about that? That was 3 years ago. It's like, yeah, that really feels stupid to me. And so we told the record company, can we please just release some songs, because the album's not going to be out there yet, and we're going on tour with Evanescence. And they said, no, we can't do that because we're traditional. We don't know how to cope with that different way of releasing. And they still had an option for a new album. And we said, well, then we would like to break up the contracts and go our own way. And they said, well, maybe you should, because we don't see how we can do this with you. And we were happy they let us go. Although Resist was very successful for them, but still, I think that they would not have had happy campers in their company with us having them. It's like we're not the easiest, maybe also, but in the end, it was the best way, and I'm really happy it went the way it is, and it gave us the opportunity to do it our own way. On the other hand, it is more work because we have to hire now people to do the job that the record company normally does, and you have to think about budgets and stuff like that. Who are you going to do interviews with? How many interviews? Organize press agents all over. It's like, oh my God, it's a company on its own, but luckily we have a management that does take most of part of that away. Of course, we have to come up with the ideas and give the goes and everything, but they work it out for us. And so we're not involved in that part, because it takes so much energy away from writing music and be creative, of course, which you as an artist never want. You just want to have like, they do that, and then that's I'm so happy they do that because they're good at it, and I don't want to do this. But then now it's forced upon us again to do those things as well, and it gives you more freedom, and that's what we wanted. So
however, seeing that the album is being released on vinyl in so different colors and different options, I like the 45 RPM version. I'm impressed because you say you do this for the first time, but still you are doing apparently a great job.
Well, we have signed up with a distribution office. So, and they of course have certain knowledge as well. So I have to tell that as well, because now it looks like we do everything ourselves, and they'll be mad at me for not saying that we're doing it for them. So, but they help us out, and they give us also like, okay, which color do you want? And then we get the whole palette. It's like, okay, we like this one, this one, this one, and then and they say, you can only choose like 3 because otherwise it's too much. And then okay, we'll choose 3, and then do the favorite ones. And so but it's fun. It's fun. Also, that is fun that you can choose everything.
Do you know that if all the versions will be available in the US, or should we order this directly from the band's website? I've seen in Amazon here, the States is the regular version, but the 2-disc version, the vinyl, is not, I think.
Yeah. No, it's not. We have one that's particularly for our own website. There is one that's for the European, stores, like EMP, and there's like these huge chains which are on the internet. It's called Bol, BOL.com. It's originally a Dutch company. Sorry for making advertisement, but they're huge, and those have another version again. So pick one of your choosing. You can buy it wherever you want to. So it's if you like a different color. Anyway,
I like the 45 version. So let me. And you released a video that was done 100% using artificial intelligence, or did you use actual band footage? I couldn't tell.
Well, we did 2. The first one was a visualizer, so only just lyrics with the visuals of AI, and that was for wireless, and that was due to the fact that we didn't have enough time to prepare a video with the band.
Fair.
And in the beginning, we thought like, I really love the song, but not sure what everybody would think of it. And then people really liked the song. It's like, okay, we should have done that differently. We should have done the whole band and the whole AI thing. And then we did for Bleed Out, because that was one of the most favorite songs that we have on the album. Because the heavy sound, and then we found a different color to our palette again, to express ourselves. And also the subject is very beautiful, meaning like to address and to talk about. It's something important, and it all fitted together. So sorry, I lost the question.
That one was done based on actual footage or AI?
Yeah, and that one was done with the whole band. And also because a lot of people were like, we didn't realize how big the controversy was by using AI at that time when we did wireless. But then with Bleed Out, we did understand it, and we still did it anyway. But what we did was, we didn't try to cut out anybody. So we did the video as traditional way that we normally do. So we filmed the whole band with a filming crew like we always have, the same amount of people. There was a makeup artist, although I didn't need a makeup artist because AI will change it on your face anyway.
Right.
Even the dress was, changing, constantly. And so could have been wearing jeans, and for all that matters for AI, they will change it into a dress if you wanted to. So, but anyway, we did it in the traditional way. So we have two versions of that video: the one that was actually shot, and the one that's done with AI. And we even hired actors to do certain video footage that we. So that not for Bleed Out, actually. For that, we didn't hire actors for that. We did for the next one. We did. I'm mixing up things now. Sorry. And so there's another one coming. I'm sorry. That's a spoiler, actually.
That works great for me.
Yeah, that works great for you. I can understand. Anyway, but Bleed Out was done trying to capture the subject by having a woman with a veil, and having one actor in there, because the monster that you see in the video is actually a real human being, and it's just taking. And then we said, okay, make it a monster, and it became a monster. But a lot of times people think it's very easy to work with AI, but it is really terrible to work with AI, because it's not that easy. Because like with wireless, for instance, we had like soldiers in the visualizer, and the helmets turned into mushrooms, and from mushrooms it became a Darth Vader, and we're like, get the Darth Vader out of there, and it didn't work. And so we had to cut up the video in the end, the visualizer, and it was a lot of work. And so you get, every time when you choose for certain words, you get 4 options for like which direction do you want to go, and you choose one that you think is suitable for the video and the way you want it to look, of course. And what we wanted to have with Bleed Out, it was especially like a painting coming to life and constantly changing and morphing into something else. And I think that really worked out really well. Although you can see with even us spending 1.5 months on the lip sync only. Yeah. It still is not great. It still doesn't look perfect. I love the video, and I'm really proud what the AI expert Rart, R-A-R-T, that's how you write it, made out of it. But it's still not perfect. It's very difficult still. So we really worked hard on that, and it didn't work out completely how we wanted to have it, but it's a little bit moving on the music. And so yeah, that's AI. So
well, I think the controversy comes from the fact that, let's say 5 years from now, if we will have Sharon wearing, I don't know, pajamas, and then the AI will turn it like you're wearing the perfect gown. So that's, I think it's tough for us to swallow, a tough pill to swallow. Like we still like the actual people, right? We still like totally. The vinyls. We still like.
Yeah, no, that's why we love you guys so much.
But you never know.
I do agree there are dangers to AI, especially because it goes so fast, and technology is ahead of lawmaking. And I think governments can really solve that by making laws as soon as possible to catch up, because also governments are always behind technology as well. So, you know, it's like that was,
absolutely.
yeah, and that's such a shame, because we wouldn't have this conversation if it's bad or not. Because I think there are good things about AI that we should keep, and I think the bad things we should try to ban and regulate with laws and give people fines or you know, whatever it needs to keep that out of our system and not using that, because it's going to be used in a wrong way as well, like making fake videos about people actually do something they didn't do, and we can't tell the reality from fake anymore. That's something I'm afraid of as well. But I think this is a technology that's a genius out of a bottle, and it's a bit dangerous that it's out there, and it goes so fast, the technology. I don't think we can stop it, but we can regulate it, hopefully.
Yes. Touring, what are the plans? You have announced some dates into 2024, but I think you start in April. What about the rest of the year? What about the US for a headline?
Well, we're going to South America in April, and the thing is, we haven't been there in 10 years.
Wow.
And due to COVID, due to many reasons, and felt like we really need to go back there and show our face, like, hi. And we're not doing that many shows even, but it's more like we want to go to certain, we are doing 3 festivals and 3 of our own shows, I think, and in different countries, and going back to Europe again after that, because we want to prepare the European tour. Hopefully there will be an American tour again. It's not being scheduled yet, but we're still in the making of a lot of things, so maybe that as well. And yeah, just looking forward to creating a new year with an amazing setup for shows, with decor and everything, and subjects, but also writing some new stuff again, also for the album to come after that, of course. Also working on that just because we like to, not because we need to, but because we think it's fun to do so.
Last question in 2 parts. First of all, the US tour will happen before you go to South America, or after the European dates?
After, if it's going to happen, it's going to be after the European tour. Yes.
Okay. And then for the next album, are you planning to follow the same recipe, releasing all songs as you write them, or all together?
I'm not sure yet, because we still need to evaluate if it was a good thing or a bad thing. So I think we're going to do it differently than we did now. Of course, like I said before, we released way more songs than we wanted to. I think we might do it the same way, but not as many singles up front before the album. But yeah, or maybe just doing singles. I don't know. Don't pin me down on the things I'm saying now, because, you know, I'm not sure yet, and it might just turn around like 180 degrees. Maybe we'll go back to the traditional way. I don't know.
I'm calling you next year and see what are you doing.
Yes, you should call me.
Sharon, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Really looking forward to see Within Temptation headline in the States. Have safe travels and all the best.
Thank you very much. Until next time, and thank you for the interview.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.